Hey, what's up, guys? So, I figured a good video idea would be just kind of like going over some of the neutral cards real quick and talking about them because some people might not know if some of them are good or not. And, like, it's kind of weird, like, looking at your character and knowing whether you should put, like, a card into their deck, like, just out of nowhere in the middle of your run. And there's a lot of cards that are, like, kind of like no-brainer grabs, but there's some that are, like, people might not know exactly what they do. There's some that don't work at all, from what I could tell, and there's some that are just like objectively insane, and like people might not realize it. And one thing to consider is I have my monitor like really zoomed in for this video, so I'm gonna try and mostly talk about cards that I've actually used in practice. A lot of these cards I haven't used. Most of the ranger cards I have not used because I haven't used many, or hunters, whatever they are. I haven't used a lot of them in practice. So like aimed fire here is a hunter card, but it just looks like it does damage for a 2 cost, and that's it. 400 damage is pretty high. But does it do anything other than that? Or is it just a 2 cost damage card? It doesn't say. I mean, if it's just a 2 cost card that does damage, I mean, if you need more 2 cost cards that do damage, then you pick it up. Like if you're running a hunter with Calipe, for example, I mean, I guess it's the only situation where you would use that. Ambush, I don't think this is very good. It's a 0 cost, but like it doesn't offer like any card cycling out of it. So unless your deck already has a lot of card cycle, like this 80% damage isn't very good. And even the fact like Ravage is when their bar at the bottom is completely broken. So this could like fit into a deck where like you're breaking them really fast. But like the way this reads, if you hit it with a ravaged target, can you infinitely cast it? There's no way that's how this works. It's just Ranger and Hunter. If Ravage, move this card from graveyard to hand. So I guess you just get the card back for free after you Ravage something. I mean, it's a 0 cost card. I mean, this is something that you would have to experiment with. I'm not familiar whether that's good or not. This Atomic Deep Composition is just okay. It's okay damage for a 2 cost. Camouflage is a very, very good card. This is one of the better ones. Typically, what you're looking for in these neutral cards is like 1 turn usage. Most of these cards, you don't want to use them over and over and over again because the rest of your cards in your kit have synergy. So you want to take one of these cards for a one-time powerful effect, ideally with an epiphany, and then it's exhausted and you don't use it anymore, is what I found typically the better neutral cards are. There's a couple outliers that I'll go through, but Camouflage is very good. This goes on, I believe, tank or striker. It's a very solid card. It's a very good enabler for Calipe. It's a very good defensive card. A draw 2. And it has some pretty good epiphanies. I played with it a lot. Like an extra AP for that turn, so it makes it a 1 cost effectively, or a permanent buff for the entire turn. You can like get permanent fortitude. There's a couple different things. My display capture's up. I don't know. Will this? Yeah, it's actually moving. I might have an example. Let me see if I have an example in any of my units and their save data. This shit is laggy. I think I want to say I might have one in a Calipe. No. Not in Calipe. I know I have one in him. Yeah, I have one here. 3 damage reduction on this one. Got another one here. That one I didn't get to Epiphany, but I've picked it up a couple times. I don't know if I picked it up on anybody else. I think mainly just him. I don't think I would have picked it up on Mei Lin. Did I get it on her in her run? Because I did a run with her today. I didn't. Okay. But camouflage is very good. Consecutive attack. Does this do anything else? It's just okay. It's a Ranger Hunter card. This is a multi-hit ability, so I guess if there's any other synergy you have with multi-hit, then I mean, I guess like typically like I don't like the common ones for the most part. I don't know if it's gonna say if they're common or not in here. I don't think it does. This just replaces your egos. I don't think this card's very good. 50 damage to one random attack card in hand. Does this buff something in your hand for a 2 cost? I don't think that's very good. Energy barrier is good. Just looking at that right away, like it's pretty good for tanks. It's not like the best. I give it like a high B tier if I was to go off a tier list format. Excuse me. Devotion. I've only played with this one time, and it didn't feel like it was really super impactful. But if you're on a team that's stacking a lot of resolve through various sources, this could do a lot of damage on a tank. So just be mindful. If you have a lot of sources of resolve on your team, this could be very good. Financial Therapy is a really good card. More specifically, not unlike Mika, but if you're running Cassius or like a controller type unit that is lacking healing, you can grab this and it'll help a lot. Gear Bag is S tier. Hand-to-hand combat is actually pretty good too. It's another defense-based card. It's an exhaust. It's just a very nice card. It gives you crystallization, so it synergizes well with quite a few units. But if you're lacking shield, I'm pretty sure this just goes on striker, tank. Oh, just attack. Oh yeah, Vanguard and striker. Yeah, it's a decent card. Maybe like B tier. Heavy Bash is very good. 2 vulnerable, 2 weaken is a very strong debuffs, and this is for 2, right? So like this is for 2 of their, like you do 50% damage on your next 2 hits, and they do 25% less damage on theirs, and this is all like, and the card itself hits hard. Like this is a good card. Hidden Bullet. This is a 0 cost retain exhaust, but I bet this has the bullet tag. I don't know if it says Hidden Bullet. I don't know if it'll tell you the tags on here. If it has a bullet tag, you might be able to use this with like Luke and Lucas, but I've never, like I said, I haven't used many of the hunters. Iron Wall is triple S tier. If you want to clear your chaoses on the hard, like on trauma difficulty, this card makes it a lot easier. If you run, like if you can get multiple of them in your run, and you can epiphany it, and just to kind of show you that like I know what I'm talking about there, like you can see how many fucking units I have this on. It's on right there. It's on, like, this is a damage Kalipe build, but like my main build, that's 53,600, has double Iron Wall in it. You can get counter on it, and there's a couple different things. You can get like shield at end of the turn. Like there's one of God Epiphany you can get on it that's like really, really good. It'll give you like an extra fortitude, a morale, and then 20% shield at the end of every turn with what it already gets. This is a one-time use, and they're permanent buffs throughout the entire fight. So I have one there, like I have one here that's also a counter one. I have one on my Owen as well. I have one here. Like they're just, I had one on my Amir that I did earlier. Like it's just one of the best cards in the game. Just because it's a permanent buff right at the start, then you don't have to worry about drawing it again. You lose your turn 1, so I don't think it's like taking it into other content. It's kind of like where I'm seeing the bottleneck of using it. Because if you got a 3-star something within a certain number of turns, you don't want a defensive setup, you want an offensive setup. So that's kind of something that I'm kind of looking at right now. Knowledge of Darkness is okay. I've ran this card in several of my runs, and it's just like when it's the last card in your hand, it's kind of like it costs 1. It doesn't cost 2, so this is incorrect. But yeah, so you end your turn with this card, and it's just a 1-cost card where you draw, you get to cycle your deck a little bit and instantly use whatever card it is. Maneuvering Fire is actually good. In one run that I did, I had 2 of these, and it made my Chaos run go a lot faster because it has Outbreak of War on it. So I would just instantly one-shot like the monster pack at the start. It was actually kind of nice for that. Negotiate, I think this is dog shit. Overwhelm, the card's good at face value for how much damage it does for the cost, but the idea of putting overload cards into your deck makes me cringe, and I don't like it. Protective Shout is okay. Does this only go on defensive units? It can go on strikers, so if you're on a striker heavy team with no source of shielding, this could be pretty good. It's got a lot of high value, but outside of that, I don't think it's very good. Pulverize, this card's also pretty good. I've used it several times. It's just a good 2-cost card. It cycles. It's just pretty good. Quick Shelling. This is okay based on just looking at this here because it's a 0-cost draw 1. I'm guessing it's a marksman card. I haven't used it. Quick Draw. This is okay because it's an exhaust. Start of the turn, you just shit out some damage real quick, and you get to put mark up. That's pretty good. Rally is also like the one of the triple S tier cards. This thing's insane. I know people look at action count like a meme, but sometimes it can be kind of nice. Like if you're gonna play a lot of cards in one turn, you can present yourself from getting killed in the middle of it. Especially like if one of your characters is mind broken during that time. Like Rally has saved me quite a few times. Like when I'm like cycling through my deck a lot to try and stay alive and trying to pull more cards to get them, throw the mind break cards out so I can get out of that. And the increase on the action count has actually helped keep me alive quite a bit. And not only does it increase it by 3, haste makes it so you don't increase, you don't take an action according to them, so it doesn't increase it. Recycling, I don't like this card. I did have a run where I used it earlier today. I was kind of forced into it because a lot of times I'll grab that thing at the start where it replaces your basic cards with 3 random neutral cards, and I got stuck with one of these, and it was actually not bad. But it was in a team where I didn't feel like I had to use Ego a lot, but I feel like not using Ego a lot for 1 AP isn't worth it. Big Shield, kind of whatever. Sacred Strike, this one's also very good. Like if you're running like a team that's breaking the tenacity really fast, this is just a very good card. This card's also very good at Melee. I will usually pick these up on Melee because it's just extra tenacity damage. Shock, I've never played this. It applies Invulnerable for 2. I mean, it's just kind of like an okay card, but I don't think I would run and pick that up. This Fruit card, I've ran it several times thinking it would be like a positive, but in reality, you don't want this card in your deck when the run is over because you don't really have to deal with stress afterwards, right? So I don't think this card's very good. I've used it a lot, and I don't want it anymore. I don't pick it up anymore. This one, I've never tried it. I don't understand what Destroy is. I'd probably mean something else. Destroy might be Ravage. So if you like on a Ravage, like maybe it does an extra hit. I don't know. This one, it's the other triple S tier card. This thing's insane. This thing's really good. This, pretty sure it costs 2, not 3. It's got a Pulverize tag. That could be good on Like, if you're running, like, a pulverized setup, but as far as I know, Haru is the character that does pulverize, and she doesn't scale off defense. The damage is nice for this, but not for the 3 cost. I'm pretty sure it's a 2 cost, but maybe I'm thinking if this is the HP pool. I've never used it. If I've never used it, then it's probably not that great. This card I used today, because I also used one of the, replace 3 of your basic cards with cards. It gave me 2 of these, and having 2 of them wasn't very nice, and then everything that I fought didn't have a fucking shield, so they turned out to be pretty useless. I did get an epiphany on one of them, which it gave me Mark turn 1, which kind of was okay. But outside of that, it just wasn't that good. I think maybe a hard C tier if I was to give it like a tiering. And then Wander of the Void, I think this is terrible. Unless you're like playing 30 cards a turn or something. I think this is bad. And Winter Relief is actually like pretty decent too. Maybe it's like high B tier. There's a lot of cards in here missing. But I guess these are just the neutral cards that you can select from. Really, there's only 3 in there that are like God tier. And that's Iron Wall, Gear Bag, and the +2 Ego card. And they all have really good epiphanies as well. And then there's like I mentioned a couple that are like honorable B+, maybe A tier cards. And then most of them are pretty like middle of the pack. You can kind of determine whether you want, but basically like before you take one of these, it's like you have to really think, is this something you want in your deck permanently? Is there something you really got to think about when you're doing it? I was gonna try and do this in game from the card collection. I don't know what determines this because it doesn't show me like a lot of the cards here. I've seen a lot of them, but I guess because I've never actually picked them, it doesn't show me what they are. But there's some in here I have picked. Oh, tackle is 3. Oh, this one's new. This card's very good. This is also another double S tier, like triple S tier card. You unlock this one like later as you do more chaos, like, and you level it up, you get access to like more cards. This one is very good. It's just, pick a card from your draw pile. That's good. Fortitude is also good, which wasn't in there from what I remember. It's like one of those upper middle tier cards. It's like pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot. This one is dog shit. Instinct, don't get this. I think it's bugged. Sadism is pretty good. I've used it several times. It's a lead card, so sometimes you draw it and it costs 0. But vulnerable to all your enemies, and then like it could be effectively a like a +2 card. Because it'll cost 0 and then it'll make something else cost 1 less 2. While giving vulnerable, like a 50% damage buff for that turn. It's just like a very good card. I've tried this Arcane Rush, but like I've never really noticed the fact where like, fuck, I wish I had immunity here. So, I mean, take that as you will. First aid kit is pretty good on a unit that you're lacking healing. Like sometimes I'll throw this on like Orlea, or I'll throw it on Cassius to kind of give me some more heal, and it's got the Celestial tag, which is very good. There's that quick shelling. Deadly shots here. I didn't see that in there, so I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, you can see all the ones I've said I've taken before, so it's like I talked about all these. This one's really good. There's another one that decreases the cost by 1. That one's kind of okay. But I don't really take it. I didn't even see that in here. Is that in here? Here it is. Yeah, this one's not as good as the other one. Because this is a +1 and that one's a +2, right? So it's like, why would you get and they cost the same. I got a couple of the monster cards. This one's real, like they're just kind of like, they're all decent to throw in your deck. I got one today that was absolutely cracked. This one is cracked as fuck. Like, this is the best monster card I've found so far. Because I was duplicating Rally. So I was spending, and then my Rally had +1 AP on it. So I was grabbing Rally from my deck and then giving 6 more action points to what I was fighting and drawing 2 and then gaining 1 AP. Like, insane value. And then, like, this card has, like, so many crazy uses. I think this is one of the best cards in the game. Because, like, it's so versatile in what you can use it for. Like, you can draw, like, a vulture and then duplicate the vulture in your hand and then cast 2 vultures. I got it in a run where I didn't have vulture. I don't think I got to keep it in the run I was using either. I forgot who it was on. I doubt it saved. I'm pretty sure it didn't. I think I died in the run. But yeah. I've tried a couple of these. This is, like, okay. This is just a damage decrease. But yeah, all these, like, I want to get to the point where you can actually save these in the deck and maybe target farm them. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this one, guys. I just wanted to, like, talk about the neutral cards a little bit. Because there's some that are very good and, like, people might not be looking at them at all. You got to realize that, like, most of your units when you're playing, you want to get rid of those basic cards that you have. They're bad. Maylin is the exception. If there's no reason for you to keep the basic cards, like, you really don't want to keep them in your kit. They're bad. They're 1-cost do nothing cards that just muddy up your draw. So you want to get rid of them. So like it's just best to delete those cards out, and that's why if I'm not playing Maylin, I've actually, even while playing Maylin, I've thrown down the RNG on to replace my basic cards with random neutral ones. Because there's just a chance that you can get one that's really, really good for that character, and then you effectively got to remove one of the bad cards and put a good one in before you even started your run, which works out insanely well. So, just something to think about. But yeah. If you guys got any more ideas on stuff you want to hear for videos, let me know. I'm going to start a second account because I know how to optimize my playthrough. I'm probably going to do a mistakes video on shit that I wish I did differently. I'm going to do a video addressing tier lists because I'm still seeing slop tier list videos for this game. Like, the people are making tier lists on it and they haven't even played the damn character, which is just like, I don't, or played it, like, it's like, I understand if you could play against it or you know, see it being used or whatever, but like, there's a lot of characters in this game that are like sleeper good, and people like Owen is a perfect example. But I bet like on any old random tier list, like Owen would be like fucking C tier or something, and I think that unit is actually S tier. Like character tier list. We can just use this website for an example. Best character list. Owen B tier. Bullshit. See? This is October. This is this month. This is bullshit. Amir is also very good. And Orlea, I think, she's fucking hard to play, but she's good. It's like, I don't agree with this at all. Barrel does insane damage. Like, these are some units I played with. I think Lucas has a lot of potential too. But to sit here and be like, Owen is on the same tier as Lucas, nah. Nah, man. Owen, like, he might not be S tier, but he's at least a high A. Like, Owen feels better to play for me than Rin. And I've played both of them. So, like, that's why, like, tier lists are bullshit. So I'm gonna make a separate video on that. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Make sure you do all the algorithm stuff. Peace.